Hello and welcome back to the Second Chance to Live channel here on YouTube. I'm happy to see that you decided to stop by to watch this video presentation. In my video presentations, I read my articles because I found that individuals learn in different ways. Some individuals learn better through reading, while others learn better through watching and listening. In today's video presentation, I'm going to be sharing an article that I wrote early on after I created Second Chance to Live. This is a 7-part series called My Journey Thus Far. As you listen to the series being read and questions come to mind, please feel free to ask those questions. I would love to hear from you if you'd like to leave a comment also. The reason why I'm sharing this series with you at this time is because I found that brain injury and other types of adversities can leave us feeling very alone and isolated. I believe that there's tremendous power in identification. I've written an article on that called The Power of Identification. To read the article, part 1 of My Journey Thus Far, I will put my glasses back on and bring up the article. Thank you again for your time. My Journey Thus Far, Part 1. And I started it on February 18, 2007. During my lifetime, I've been confronted with challenges, obstacles, and disappointments. In the scope of this brief autobiography, I will share some of these events and circumstances. The purpose of sharing my experience with you is not to blame, shame, or point the finger in anyone's direction. I have found that little benefit comes through such behavior. Living life on life's terms, to me, means that I deny the notion that I'm a victim of my circumstances. I have also arrived at some simple but profound conclusions. It is my belief that I cannot hope to know until I've learned a lesson. These lessons have come through the pain of struggle. I've also come to believe that life is best understood backwards, and that is good enough for today. I also believe that perfectionism is a myth that, if sought after, will only bind one's soul. Pursuing excellence, on the other hand, encourages creativity and expression and gives meaning to all life. With this being said, I will begin. I learned at an early age that good was not quite good enough. I was also led to believe that my meaning and purpose was connected to what I accomplished. Because my best was seldom good enough, I really believed that I was quite good enough because I did not live up to expectations. In the context of measuring up to the expectations, I was led to believe that it was my responsibility to take care of other people emotionally, before I could hope to have a sense of well-being. If someone was out of sorts, I internalized responsibility for their distress. Consequently, I would attempt to fix them emotionally. If I could not appease or fix them emotionally, I would be blamed for their irritability, restlessness, and discontent. I would then, in turn, shame myself for not being able to fix them emotionally. These combined messages kept me confused, bewildered, and anxious, as I was rarely able to meet the expectations and or able to fix anyone emotionally. An event occurred when I was 10 years old that further complicated my ability to grasp social cues and be consistently successful interpersonally. My family was in a motor vehicle accident. Upon impact, the Cadillac hitting our Volkswagen Beetle, I was catapulted from the back seat to the windshield. On the way forward, I fractured my left femur or thigh bone on the back of my dad's bucket seat, and then hit the windshield. As a result of making contact with the windshield, I sustained an open skull fracture. The consequence of my skull being fractured resulted in damage to my right frontal lobe, my executive center functioning, a severe brain contusion, a bruising of the brain as it was jostled about and against the skull, and some brainstem involvement. I was in a coma for 3 weeks, traction for 6 to 7 weeks to set my left femur, and then placed in a spica or full body cast for which I remained 4 to 5 months. Shortly after being placed in the full body cast, I was transferred to another hospital where I underwent brain and skull surgery. In follow-up to the brain and skull surgery, I underwent a battery of EEGs and cognitive and psychosocial testing to determine the damage to my brain, my cognitive skills, and my social capabilities. The result from these tests were given to my parents. My parents were told that due to the extent of my brain damage, I would probably not be able to succeed beyond high school academically. My parents made the decision at the time not to reveal the findings of these test results. I did not become aware of the results from these tests until after I obtained my master's degree in rehabilitation counseling, some 29 years later. This is the end of part 1 of this series. Again, please, my friend, as you listen to this article series being read, remember, you are not alone. I don't share this information with you to complain, but to share with you that you can have hope. You can have hope regardless of what may have occurred in your life through a brain injury or another type of disabling event or other adversities that might be in your life. So I encourage you, as I need to encourage myself, keep trusting the process, keep trusting a loving God, and keep learning from your experiences as they become available to you, because more will be revealed. Our destinies are being worked out and through us. I'll say so long for now. Thank you again for your time and your kindness, and I look forward to hearing from you. Have a great day, and God bless both you and your family. Thank you now.